Hello everyone, welcome to CGM, Comics Games Media. Today I'm going to be talking about my roster wishlist for Injustice 2 and discuss the supposedly leaked roster. So when I was planning on who would be in the Injustice 2 roster, I took into multiple factors. The first is that the original Injustice had 24 characters, excluding the DLC characters, which I don't think will be returning. Then I assumed NetherRealms would most likely want to keep at least half the characters from the previous game. So it took 13 characters that have been confirmed or I think could fit into the next game that could be carried over into the sequel. There were some additional factors I was considering as well. The first one was media presence in TV and movies, which is already happening. You can already see Aquaman's appearance has changed to look more like Jason Momoa, and they added both Supergirl and Deadshot. Another factor that I considered was whether or not they were going to stick to the characters from the same Earth or use a cop-out answer and grab versions from alternate Earths or use characters that had died in the Injustice comic books. And lastly, I was considering how well will these characters work with the gear system that they're adding, because some characters like, for example, Clayface or Parasite, who I think would be great choices in the game, I don't think they would work well with the gear system. Based on the character selection screen that we've seen in demos, I've counted 28 character slots, and I'm excluding DLC characters such as Darkseid and the other 9 characters, as well as character skins for Power Girl, Jon Stewart, and Zoom. I also wanted to reduce the amount of Batman characters because even though I love Batman, I thought there are too many villains in the game from Batman mythology, and there's a lot more great and interesting villains we can add from the other parts of the DC universe. So starting with the characters that are confirmed from the trailers and gameplay, we got Batman, Superman, Aquaman, Flash, Wonder Woman, Supergirl, Blue Beetle, Robin, and for the villains we have Gorilla Grodd, Atrocitus, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Bane, Poison Ivy, and Brainiac. The next couple characters I assume will be in the game, which are Green Lantern. He's a big member of the DC Universe, he's a major member of the Justice League, so it would be stupid to have the game without him. Cyborg, another modern member of the Justice League, and he's also going to be appearing in the movie, so again, another character which they would most likely want to showcase. Dr. Fate, a character NetherRealms has been teasing, and so I think he would be also in the game. So for the villains I want to bring back in the game, I want to bring back Sinestro, another character from the Green Lantern mythology. He's a prominent member, so he would be a great addition to see again. Black Adam, if you have The Rock playing Black Adam in the DCEU, you don't want to miss out on that with his popularity there, so I'm bringing back Black Adam. He's a great character. I would also like to see Ares come back again, because you got the Wonder Woman movie coming out this year, so you want to showcase some of the Wonder Woman villains, so I think Ares would be a great choice as well. I also think Captain Cold will be in the game because NetherRealms was teasing him with the Cold gun, and Ed Boon is a big Flash fan, so I think it would be a great addition to see Captain Cold in the game. He's one of Flash's biggest enemies, so it would be great to see, and could replace Killer Frost. Now we're finally going to get into my wish list of which characters I think should be in the game based on my preferences. I'm going to recommend 5 female and male characters from both heroes and villain sides. First off, I want to go with Mera. So if you're not familiar with Mera, she is Aquaman's wife, but she's much more than that. She's such an awesome character. I've been reading her ever since New 52 in the Aquaman comics, and she's such a great character. She's a great power set as well. She's pretty much the equivalent of a waterbender from like the Avatar: The Last Airbender series, so you have a great variety of moves you can use using her power set there. Starfire, another fan favorite from all the people who love Teen Titans. The thing with Starfire though is that she was in the Phantom Zone in the Injustice continuity, but based on what I'm seeing here, Batman has recruited looks like Supergirl and Blue Beetle on his side, so it looks like he might be recruiting younger characters, so it's possible he may have freed the characters from the Phantom Zone and got the backup from Teen Titans. And again, Starfire has great power sets, energy projection, flight, super strength, another great character that can be used in the game. Another character I want to mention here is Vixen. So she's being prominently shown in Legends of Tomorrow and the CW Seed Vixen show. So she has that support. So, and a lot of people want Beast Boy, but Beast Boy is dead in the comics, so I think this could be a great alternative because she can use her amulet to summon the powers of the animals, so she can do that kind of, you can use moves to represent those kind of animals and show a variety of moves. Another character a lot of people have been asking for since the beginning of the first Injustice game was Black Canary. She's one of the best fighters in the DC universe, so it only makes sense for her to be in the game. However, because in the comic books she did go to an alternate Earth, so I'm not sure exactly how that would work out. But if she is in the game, she would be a great character because of her fighting skills. The last female hero that I want to add is Katana, just because Katana, again, is being showcased in Suicide Squad and also in the Arrow show, so it'd be another great character to add with her ability to use her sword. Be providing a great moveset for the character. Going on to the male heroes, so first off I want to go with Black Lightning or Static Shock, just because Black Lightning, he is currently in the comic books at the moment, and so right now he hasn't died, so he would provide a great character with his moveset of using electric-based powers. Instead of Black Lightning, you can also use Static Shock. So Static Shock is another fan favorite character for people from like my generation who loved the show growing up. Also showing up in Young Justice, he would be a great character with his moveset. He was also in the Injustice mobile game, so I think if any indication there, he could be a possibility for showing up in this game. Next up is Plastic Man. I think a lot of people underestimate this character's abilities just because of how he looks and how he acts, but he's such a cool character and provides great comedic relief. In the Injustice Year 4 annual comic book, when Plastic Man shows up to save his son, he does an amazing job rescuing him and breaks everyone out of prison, and he just has a great moveset with his ability to elongate and stretch, turn and shapeshift into different objects. The only thing I don't see working well with him is the gear system, just because he can stretch. I don't know how the gear would work properly with that. Next up I got Red Tornado. I think he would be a great addition to the game. Because he's an android, I think he would be a great option for customizable armor and gear system there, just because there's so much variety and changes you can do there. And his power set, creating tornadoes and like wind projection and wind blasts and such forth, those would be great options in the game for a variety or for a different diverse moveset. Another character which I think a lot of people would like to see is Booster Gold. Booster Gold is such a funny character, provides great comedic relief, and I think based on how the tone of Injustice is, and how it's dark and grim, I think Booster Gold could provide some great comedic relief in the game. Him with his buddy Skeets, and yeah, I think he would be a nice addition. The last male hero I have is Firestorm, so another character being shown off in Legends of Tomorrow, so you got the advertisement there, and then also he has a variety of movesets, so his fire projection, his matter manipulation, provides a great range of abilities he can use in the game. Moving on to the villains, so I'm going to replace Catwoman with Cheetah, because again I want to showcase more of the villains from the other DC heroes, so with the Wonder Woman coming out again, using Cheetah would be a great option. The only thing I think might be difficult is the gear system again, but because Gorilla God is in the game, who knows. But I think Cheetah and Catwoman have the same like style of fighting, so I think that would be great. Should be a good alternative for that. Star Sapphire would be a nice addition to see in the game as well. By already adding Atrocitus, you're expanding the Green Lantern mythology here in the game, so it'd be nice to see someone from her Lantern Corps. Another character I could see in the game would be Rose Wilson. She can take up the spot for Deathstroke. For example, like have Deathstroke die in the game and have him be like an alternative skin, and have Rose Wilson take up his mantle. She can carry over the same moveset that he did in the previous game, but change a couple things here and there. And you would have the same benefits of having Deathstroke, but just increased because of the diversity of having a female character for Deathstroke. Another assassin character you could add into the game is Cheshire, character I'm most familiar with from the Young Justice series, because Young Justice is coming back for Season 3. I think she would be another great character you can add in the game with her hand-to-hand skills, and also with her ability to use weapons and her proficiency with the poisons. So you got a lot of options there with her moveset. And lastly, if you can't use Black Lightning or Static Shock, I would recommend you use Livewire instead then. Again, another character with electric-based powers, which should provide a great option if you're not using Black Lightning or Static. Going to my male villains, I'm going to start with number 1 is Red Hood. I know he's considered an anti-hero, but Lobo is also considered an anti-hero. And in the first Injustice, Lobo was listed on the villain side, so I'm going to put Red Hood as a villain. Everyone has been asking for this character, but the only issue I see with him is because he uses pistols and hand-to-hand combat. You already have Deadshot in the game and other hand-to-hand combat characters, so I'm not sure how diverse his moves will be. But yeah, he would be a great addition. I'm a huge Red Hood fan, so I'd love to see him in the game. Also, I think Black Manta would be a great villain to add to the roster. I know he is showing up as a day transition, but I think because of Martian Manhunter was a background character and they made him an actual DLC character, I can easily see Black Manta be put as a character later on in the game. And again, I want to showcase different villains from different characters, so Aquaman's one of his biggest enemies, so it'd be nice to see him in the game. Next up is Amazo. So Amazo, the robot that has the powers of all the Justice League members. So you have so many options there, and because he's a robot, you have again multiple options for the gear system there to change it up. Dr. Polaris would be another character I'd like to see. He's been gaining some momentum with the Justice League vs. Suicide Squad comic that's been coming out. So his abilities are like magnetism, similar to like Magneto, where you can control metal and move things around. So that would be really cool and provide a different variety of move sets and abilities he can use. And the last villain I think should be in the game would be Metallo. Again, another character I want to show from Superman villains. Metallo, again, character easily customizable. However, this character is more of a brawler type just because of his brute strength, but doesn't really have any other abilities besides that. So those are the characters on my wish list I would like to see in Injustice 2. I'd like to see at least 3 to 5 characters on both sides to be included in the game. However, there is a rumored roster that is supposedly a leak from the game, so take this with a grain of salt. This might spoil the game, so I'll give you 3 seconds to leave if you don't want to hear about this. 1, 2, 3. So according to this rumored list, the characters that are going to be in the game that I haven't mentioned already in the video is Power Girl, John Stewart, Zoom, Mr. Freeze, Scarecrow, Green Arrow, Catwoman, Swamp Thing, and Joker. So Power Girl, John Stewart, and Zoom, these are just alternative skins, which have already been shown on their website with the Ultimate Edition, so don't have to worry about anything there. I mentioned in the leak that Black Canary and Firestorm might be included as well, so this leads to my fear that it looks like they might be using characters from an alternate Earth to bring them to the Injustice world, which I don't like, just because I wanted them to focus on the story, the Injustice Earth, and just focus on adding new characters and showcasing those characters instead of bringing any older ones. So first off, we're going to go with Mr. Freeze, Scarecrow, Catwoman, Joker. So you already had 4 Batman villains, I think, which is ridiculous. Mr. Freeze can easily be replaced by Killer Frost from the old game or Captain Cold, and I think Captain Cold is a much better answer because you want to showcase characters from different villains from different characters, so I think that would be a better option there. Scarecrow, he's a character who doesn't even know how to fight. Unless he's a Yellow Lantern, I think it would be pointless putting him in the game, because again, he's a weak character. Unless he's just using like fear toxins and fear grenades or whatnot, I don't think he would be a great addition to the Injustice roster. As I already mentioned earlier, Catwoman can easily be replaced by Cheetah, so I think having Catwoman again in the game would just be a waste. I want to advertise characters that are newer that people don't know about, so I think Cheetah would be a better option. For the Joker, don't get me started. I'm so tired of getting the Joker shoehorned into everything. I know he's the most popular DC villain, but if you want to get other characters more popular, you gotta show them first. So, again, including Joker, I think is another mistake. For Green Arrow, I love Green Arrow, don't get me wrong. He was my main character in Justice 1. I loved his moveset. He could close combat, his skills are easy to use there, his combos are easy to use there, and he had those long distance with his arrows. However, I'd like to see them progress with the story and not use characters from alternate Earths, and just keep going with the Injustice world and showcase new characters that people haven't seen. Like for example, Red Arrow or Arsenal, use that instead at least. Also for Swamp Thing, I think Swamp Thing is a great addition. The only thing though is Poison Ivy's in the game and they have a similar power set, even though Swamp Thing is more powerful with the ability to control the power green. So I don't think Swamp Thing would work well because of the similarities with him and Poison Ivy, and as well as the gear system because he is a plant-like creature. So I don't see man-made cure working well on his appearance. So those are my thoughts on my wish list for Injustice 2 and the supposedly leaked roster. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below the characters you would like to see in the game, or what you guys think of this supposedly leaked roster. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one.